Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 1047.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, I'm going to give you an update on XRP and the stock market because there were big things that happened yesterday. First of all, we had the XRP hearing, or Ripple hearing, I should say, which went very, very well. First of all, the SEC argued out of both sides of their mouth. They couldn't tell whether they were coming or going. Basically, they said they did have attorney-client privilege, they didn't have attorney-client privilege, they did talk about policy, they didn't talk about policy, they did talk about current legal matters, they didn't talk about current legal matters. They didn't know which way was up, but they were doing everything they could to protect the emails from being made public or from having to be read by people who they don't want to have see them. Because I believe in those emails is some incriminating evidence, possibly evidence from entrepreneurs and other people who were trying to shape business policy by making recommendations to people at the SEC as to what they wanted the policy to be. And the SEC basically made the policy that these people recommended and spouted that out, creating a fork of decentralization which doesn't exist on the Howey test, ushering Bitcoin and Ethereum through that window and shutting the window and not letting anyone else through. There's a whole lot of shady stuff there, and they don't want those emails revealed. So they were doing everything they could to try to claim there was attorney-client privilege. But I don't think they proved their case, and I don't think that the judge agreed with them. She was getting very frustrated and she did not make a decision yesterday, and I think we'll get that decision at a later time. But nonetheless, Ripple came out looking really good, had some strong arguments, good attorneys, whereas the SEC attorneys were stuttering and stammering and confused and arguing both sides and really made a mess of the whole thing. So Ripple looked good, the SEC didn't. Also yesterday, we had the proposed crypto laws, which were introduced. And while this was something that I was worried was going to be a little bit too pro-Bitcoin, it turned out it was actually pretty good in terms of what the regulations said. Now, I'm not going to go through all of them here, but I will say that I do expect that our altcoins, in particular XRP and the ISO 20022 cryptos, are going to be considered commodities. They're not securities. I believe they will be considered commodities. And Brad Garlinghouse already told us the most appropriate regulator for Ripple and XRP is the CFTC, which is the Commodities Futures Trading Commission. So I fully expect him to be correct and for this to end with XRP as a commodity and not a security. Now, while we're talking cryptos, I want to remind you to move any cryptos off of exchanges, for example, off of Coinbase and into your own Ledger Nano or Decent wallet for safekeeping. If Coinbase goes bankrupt, they've already told us they can keep the cryptos that are left on the exchange. So you want to remove them now. All right, let's talk about stock market investing. Because investing right now during the lows, and the stocks really are still down toward the lows, so there still are some good bargains out there, although we have rebounded off of the very bottom, I believe. But this is the time you can buy quality companies, or for that matter, cryptocurrencies, at bargain prices. Now, I've been telling you, I think that a very strong bull market is coming, and that the reason for that is going to be somewhat unrelated to the economy initially, And that's because for a very long time, the hedge funds have been creating short positions that they haven't covered yet. That means they sold shares betting that stock prices would decline, and now they have to buy back those shares to cover and close their positions. And they will have unlimited losses as stock prices move up and against them. This will cause the markets to rise dramatically, in my opinion. And that's why I recommend you ignore a lot of this negativity and negative talk about recessions, depressions, and all kinds of things that they're predicting out there. I think stocks will see new all-time highs very soon. Probably, well, if I had to guess, I'd say July. So coming right up. And of course, we're still going to have some down days. Not every day is going to be up, but I am confident the stock market is going much higher. And we have really reasonable valuations right now for stocks, for ETFs. There are some great buys out there. In the last few weeks, I gave you 3 stocks that were split candidates. I gave you Tesla, Google, and Amazon. And as we know, Amazon split recently, and I did a podcast about that for you. And another great way to diversify your portfolio and reduce volatility is by investing in businesses before they go public or pre-IPO. It's a natural fit to invest in Ripple as a private company while shares are still available. Ripple said it plans to go public once the lawsuit is over. But to invest, you must qualify as an accredited investor. And details about that are in one of my podcasts on how to qualify as an accredited investor. But you do need to have a high income, $200,000, or joint income of $300,000, or assets of $1 million aside from your primary residence. Now, those aren't my requirements. Those are the requirements of the regulators. But if you aren't accredited yet, no worries. I'm confident you're going to get there. So I'll leave a link in the show notes if you are accredited and want to sign up and get some Ripple stock or some other unicorns. They have many companies that are already valued at $1 billion and have had a lot of success and have yet to have their IPO. So all in all, I think right now is a very opportune time. Crypto prices are down, stock prices are down, ETF prices are down. This is a great time to do some bottom fishing and upgrade the quality in your portfolio. As long as you have a 3 to 5 year investment horizon, I think now is a great time to pick up some bargains. So we'll be following the ongoing court case with Ripple. I'll be reporting to you if any new things happen there. But in the meantime, your wealth building is within your control. But I think it requires taking action in times that are scary, at times when it feels uncomfortable, at times when you feel unsure. Those are often, in hindsight, the best times to be investing and writing out your equity investments long term. So whether that's your 401k or whether that's an individual investment account or whether that's your crypto account, I think right now is a great opportunity to do some buying at lower prices. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.